That's an s, by the way. We're supposed to find the derivative. The derivative of secant just has a slightly more complicated than the ones we started out with, sine, cosine, tangent. The derivative inverse secant I should be emphasizing. So the derivative inverse secant says you take this and plug it in everywhere where you see an x, but then make sure to multiply by 2 in the end because you need to use the chain rule. Multiply by the derivative of the innermost function. So using the formula, it's the absolute value of 2s plus 1, and the absolute value. And then that's the square root of 2s plus 1. That needs to be squared, then we subtract it by 1. And then I need to multiply that. That's the derivative of inverse secant. But now we need to multiply by the derivative of the innermost function. So the derivative of 2s plus 1 with respect to s is just 2. So that's it. We could put the 2 up top. I don't see any particular way that we could simplify that. Just checking the book. Yeah, that's as far as, well, they do rewrite it a little bit. So what they did in the book was, yeah, they put the 2 up here. Oh, okay. So this is 2s plus 1. And then inside, if you were to take 2s plus 1 and square it, that's 2s plus 1 times 2s plus 1. So you got to use, you got to multiply those two parentheses. So you get 4s squared plus 2s. So plus 4s plus 1 and then minus 1. So the inside simplifies to be, this is the absolute value, 2s plus 1. So the calculus part was done right here, right? Now it's just algebra. The plus 1 and the minus 1 cancel out. You can factor out a 4 from both of those. How about a 4 and an s? No, we'll just leave it. That's 4s squared plus s. We're going to leave the s because the whole point is that we know what the square root of 4 is. That's a plain old integer, and those are always nice to pull those out when we can. So this is square root of 4 times square root of s squared plus s. Okay, so that's the square root of 4 is 2. 2 divided by 2 would make just 1. So this is 1 over the absolute value of 2s plus 1 times the square root of s squared plus s. And that's it. So if you do these problems and you check your answer in the back and it's not exactly the same, it could be just because there's some algebraic rewriting that needs to happen.